Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this week's special episode of Heat Press Nation Live. My name's Jared, and I'm usually the one here who gets to press stuff. So yeah, I get to have a lot of fun here, and I absolutely love it. And I love hanging out with you guys, to be totally honest. So do me a favor, if you're watching right now, shout out where you're tuning in from. Let's see, who do we got here? The comments, there's usually like a little delay on the comments. But we do got some here. Yeah, we got, okay, Holly saying hi from Texas. Hi, Susan. She says happy Friday. Thank you. So glad it's Friday. Tracy's coming in from upstate New York. We got Tiffany from Augusta, Georgia. Richard Drummond saying hello from SoCal. Yo, you know it, SoCal. You can't tell, but I'm not wearing khakis today. I'm wearing shorts today. I'm all summered out here. Got my summer fade. I'm ready to go. Nothing like a SoCal summer. Okay, we got Donna coming in from Southern Illinois. Everybody else is saying hello. Hello from Maryland. Lanita, man, we got a lot of people tuning in. Cyclone Inc. says, what's up, Jared? Happy Inky Friday from Indiana. Happy Inky Friday to you. And you know, it's very appropriate because today we're going to be talking about our brand new sublimation tumbler attachment. Now, I made a boo-boo here. I turned it on already. I wanted to pull it out and like show you the attachment, but it's too hot for that now. But anyways, I got some blank tumblers here, and you know we're not going to end the episode with these things blank, right? So today I'm going to be showing you, and you're going to see it in real time. We do have some tutorials available already online. So if you're not into the whole talking and hanging out, cool, just go to the YouTube and watch the 5-minute tutorial. But we do have these here. I'm going to be showing you how to press the 16-ounce and 20-ounce Orca sublimation tumblers, the brand new HPN Signature Series tumbler attachment, heating attachment. So it's going to be lots of fun. And then I'm here for Q&A really because I know it's a brand new product. You're probably going to have questions. So as I'm going through the process, which I'm going to start in a moment, please feel free to type in all your questions. I'll get to as many as I can while we're live here. And man, everybody's tuning in. It's so good to see everybody today. We got Nally from Virginia. Patricia saying what's up or saying hi from Maryland. Mary, hello from Nebraska. Deborah from Bend, Oregon. Oh, you're there with the last blockbuster. Dude, okay, well, I'm not supposed to be pitching other stuff, but I just watched the last blockbuster documentary, and it was amazing. So props to you, Deborah. Everybody, awesome. Super exciting. How's everybody doing on YouTube? That was just like some of our Facebook fam. We got Donna saying what's up from Lowman, Idaho. Robert from New Jersey. Tiffany from Baton Rouge. Oh, we got Paul coming in from Kenya. What? We're international today. So cool. Heck yeah. Oh, we got, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Babby from Sweden. And of course, Arkisha from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Very cool. Elena says, Florida says hello. Tori from Indiana. Heck yeah. It's so good to see everybody today. We're going to have some fun. And I'm going to show you guys how we do these really cool full wrap, full bleed sublimation tumblers. And so in order to do that, let's head on. I'm going to put you guys, you are all in here to me. I'm going to put you all down for a second. Let's go have some fun. Okay, so I'm just going to set these blank ones down right here. And oh, what is this? Are these completed projects? Yes, they are. And I got to get closer. This one's huge. Some of you guys have been asking, and yes, you can do 30-ounce tumblers. And I would know because I have my sample right here. Now, I'm not going to show you guys because I don't have any more blank ones of these. That was just our tester. And I think these are 16-ounce, but check it out. Full bleed, top to bottom, and it's full wrap. Full wrap. Check that out. Yes, in a heat press. Yes, previously the only way to do that, by the way, Astronaut Academy, this is a fun little one that I made for myself. There's like 1 billion of these floating around. This was my test graphic. So I'm the proud owner of like 4 million of these tumblers, but they're all, well, not they're all. Some of them are cheap because they're part of testing. So here I have my prints. All right, now I'm going to show you guys. Here we go. We're overhead. I'm going to show you guys these prints. So these are the transfers. Now, even though this one looks the same size as this one, it's just a little bit too big for the 8.5 by 11. So this is printed on a piece of 8.5 by 11 inch sublimation paper. We had to go 11 by 17. So this is our 20-ounce tumbler. It's just a little bit taller. than our 16 ounce tumbler. So the 16 ounce, it actually, the template fits perfectly on our 8.5 by 11. But for the 20 ounce, if you are going to get the 20 ounce, you are going to need, if you have a Sawgrass, you'll need the Sawgrass SG1000. So yeah, so very cool. So SG1000, of course, this is an 11 by 17. And I'm going to show you how to prepare each one. So I'm going to set this aside for just a second. There is kind of a, I mean, I'm not sure how special you consider special, but there is a slightly special process to these. Now, I did get a little dust on these ones, so let me just wipe that off there. We've had a lot of work today, so got a lot going on. Actually, well, you can't read it anyways. It's backwards. So, of course, this was printed on our Sawgrass SG500 sublimation printer. I'm not sure how I got so much lint or dust on these. Now, this is my tumbler. What you're going to want to do, of course, plastic top, remove the top, and then sometimes they come with these little things inside. You just put that out, and that's blank. So there is a special prep. Now, if you're using our template, there's a little thing right here that says trim to edge. Trim to edge. So that's just going to indicate the inside edge that you have to trim to. Now, if you're a pro with scissors, like if you're amazing with scissors and you can cut in a perfectly straight line, go for it. By all means, knock yourself out. I'm not. So I either have to use a paper slicer, or what I found works really well as well is I have my blade and my ruler, and I just kind of go to town. You want anywhere from about a millimeter or less. There we go. I did it. You want about a millimeter or less. I don't know if you can see that. I just barely trimmed on the inside. Now here's what happens. If you don't trim on the inside, and this is also why I brought this one up, I trimmed on the outside, and so there was a little bit of white. Where am I? There we go. There was a little bit of white still on my transfer sheet. So this was one of my first practice runs, and so I pressed it anyways just because I did want to illustrate. I knew I was going to want to illustrate this. So you see that white line? If you trim on the outside of the image and you have a little white strip on this part, you're going to get that white line. So that's why we trim on the inside edge. And yeah, and it's that easy. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of place it right here. There's a little bit of bleed. So again, this is a full bleed transfer. You're going to get a little bit of bleed, very little. So you just want to be careful. A little bit of bleed on top, a little bit of bleed on bottom. So what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to do this so you guys can see that I have just a little. So now the part right here where we trimmed on the inside edge, that's going to go on the inside fold. And then this part with the white flap, that's going to go on the outside. Just like that. And what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of looking on top to make sure that like my transfer is even. So you can see here, and I'll just kind of turn it for you. There's a little bit of ink that you can see visible on the top. And there's also a little bit on the bottom. Now, because we are using 8.5 inch by 11 paper, the tolerances on this 16 ounce tumbler are going to be pretty tight. So you just want to have a little bit of extra care. And I'm pulling that tape pretty tight. You want to keep the paper really tight on the surface of your tumbler. You don't want any bubbling or any like loose areas or anything like that. So the bleed tolerances are pretty tight, but we are able to get it, and you're going to see it right now. We are able to get it full bleed, top to bottom, with a full wrap. And I'm going to, once I tape this bad boy up, I'm going to pause, check for some questions, and then we'll tape up the 20 ounce, because that one has its own special process. And I'm just going to make sure, I like to make sure it's taped all the way to the top. Just fold that over. And there we go. It's taped up. Taped up. And I usually set it on its side, because if you set it down, sometimes because there's no tape, you're not actually taping anything to the tumbler itself. If you set it down on its base, it'll like slip down. So I just lay it on its side. That's how I do that. So real quick, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna take some questions really quick. And don't worry, I'm still here. I just got your questions. So give me a second. Let's see if we have any questions. If anybody's curious as to what we're doing right now, just drop it in there. Gonna give these a second to load here. And don't worry, yep, I'm still here, folks. I would not abandon you. I'll never forsake you. Oh, and by the way, big shout out to my pals Cassidy and Ronnie, who are with me in the chat. Catherine Booth, that's a great question. No taping on the bottom or top. So we have seen some tutorials where people are using smaller mug presses, and I won't name names, but you get them at Michael's. Anyways, so what they're doing is they're doing a lot of taping on the top and bottom rims, and that's because they need to get that pressure to make sure that it does transfer properly. As long as your heat press pressure is set right, you could tape it just like this. This is how I've done all my transfers, and you see it right here. Not bad, huh? Oh, this is rolling away. So that's a great question, Catherine. Is the element able to be used with the 4-in-1 press? Yes, and I didn't see this question yet, but I know we're gonna get this question. Right now, the element is available in the new mug bundles only. We had a very limited supply. It's a brand new product for us. We're still figuring things out, but we're gonna have it available individually very soon. Okay, so very soon you'll be able to pre-order that individual element. I cannot wait to announce that because I know a lot of you guys are waiting on that. So yeah, very soon we do want to have that available. Janelle saying she likes the silicone bands. Yeah, we do have those available. They're off camera. I might grab one right now. We do have oven wraps available, but if you have a mug press, you can definitely use this once you get your tumbler attachment. The reason why I like it is because in the oven it takes anywhere from 6 to 12 minutes per tumbler, and in the mug press, what you're about to see is we're gonna do this in about 2 or 3. Okay, if we got any more questions, I'm gonna take one more question, and then, oh yes, Linda is saying, can you please tell us how to adjust the mug press to get the best transfer possible on the tumbler? 100%, I got you. And yes, Lynn is asking, you wouldn't use the shrink wrap sleeves in a tumbler press? No, not at all. You're just gonna go ahead and tape this. And sorry, I was getting a note here. So yeah, so pre-order is Alex, can you verify that? Sorry. Can they pre-order the individual tumblers? I just got a note live. Now, one thing I do want to tell you is if you tag a friend, now this contest is exclusive to Facebook only, but if you tag a friend in the comments right now, you'll be entered to win a heating attachment. We got one saved just for you, Facebook family. If you're on YouTube, I'm sorry, do me a favor, head on over to Heat Press Nation's Facebook. You can comment on this live video, tag a friend, one tag per comment. Comment and tag as many times as you like, and you'll be entered to win a tumbler attachment. By the way, pre-order is now open. So if you want to pre-order a tumbler attachment, the individual attachment, you can go ahead and do that. We are expecting those in a few weeks. And okay, that's a lot of news to drop. Let's get back to this because we got a lot to cover here. A lot of fun. So now this is a cool transfer. This is a little pug. This is for my brother. Okay, like I said, I've made a billion of these. I don't even know who this lady and her kid are. We got them from Shutterstock. But my little brother, he does have a black pug. And so when I saw this, I thought it was hilarious. And so I decided, hey, I'm gonna make one of these testers for my family. So now, if you're using our template, you're also gonna see where it says trim to edge to indicate the edge side, the inside edge. But you're gonna see some scissor marks where you're gonna trim off the excess portion of the transfer. So this part you can do with scissors because this is not, there's no consequence on your final product. But the trim to edge, again, you do want to be pretty precise on that. So again, here comes my ruler. I saw a couple of people who are just joining us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm showing off how to press our 16 ounce, and I don't have a sample here, but also our 20 ounce sublimation tumblers in the new tumbler attachment. We thank you guys for tuning in. So yeah, so I'm just gonna trim on the inside edge again. And I'll share it one more time. I know we have some people just barely tuning in, and that's cool. Honestly, like, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm having a blast here. So you see right there how there's a little bit of ink. I cut off a little bit, a very tiny portion of the image. If you don't do that, if you leave a little bit of white space, you're not gonna get a full wrap. You're gonna get, oh, right here, you're gonna get a white space on there. By the way, if you want to win one of these Tumbler attachments, not the whole kit and caboodle, but the attachment required to press these, we are giving one away on Facebook. So head on over to this live video. If you're already on Facebook, well, just tag a friend in the comments below and you're entered. And that's pretty much it, really. We're just gonna get that one slice. You don't really need to trim off the top and bottom on this particular transfer, so I'm not gonna. Now what I am gonna do is, this is our 20-ounce tumbler. Remove the cap, and again, you'll usually find something cute on the inside, like wash instructions, etc. And this is ready to go. So now what I'm gonna do is what I'll do is I'll usually like place it right here. The part where you cut to edge, that's the inside of your transfer. This part with the white flap is the outside. Again, you don't want to mix those up. If I were to go out, if I did it wrong, again, you'd have that white strip. So yeah, so very, very cool. Man, I'm like, it looks like everybody is tuning in today. We're so excited to have you guys with us. I'm showing you how to press these cool tumblers. So I'm just gonna bring it around, right? Now, if you see me doing this weird twisty motion, what I'm doing is I'm holding it with one hand, and with my other hand, I'm like tightening it. So I'll just do it and tighten and do it and tighten, and you can kind of see it like warping there. You want to make sure this transfer is very tight over the surface of your tumbler. I'm hoping you can see it. There's a little bit of ink showing on the top. That's our top bleed, and there's a little bit of ink showing on the bottom. That's our bottom bleed. And that's going to ensure that we get full edge-to-edge coverage on these tumblers. One reason why I love these tumblers is because they have a very sharp top and bottom. It's a hard edge, right? So it's really easy to get full bleed top to bottom. Other tumblers, there's a rounded edge, and it's pretty hard to get that full bleed because the edge rounds off, and you got to do all this like special stuff. They're cool. There's actually some tumblers where you cannot get a full bottom bleed. And that's okay. That's okay. It's not the end of the world or anything like that. But if you do want that full bleed top to bottom, these Orca tumblers, which are available at heatpressnation.com, you can get these here. And again, I'm just like taping it. Just want to make sure it's thoroughly taped. I've tried different tape methods where I only tape like a few center strips. In my testing, and again, I've done, without exaggeration, I've probably, in the testing for this new product release, I've done probably like 35, close to 50, I don't know, a ton of these. So don't worry, I've already made the mistakes for you guys. So you're welcome. By the way, if you're just tuning in and you want to know how you can win one of our Tumbler attachments, the attachment. So if you already have a heat press, our signature series mug press, and you want to win the attachment, just tag a friend in the comments below on our Facebook page. Sorry, I think I said Instagram. I meant to say Facebook. So on our Facebook, you can go ahead and tag a friend there, and then it's one tag per comment, but you can comment and tag as many times as you like. And then we will be picking that winner next week, because it's already Friday. So we're going to be picking that winner next week. So if you look at these, they're ready to go. I think it's time to press them. Do you guys want to press them? Let's go press them. Oh, so you heard that, huh? There we go. I dropped those. So there's a few preparation steps. And by the way, here's a close-up of our signature series press. It's beautiful. Now, to get this done, I do have to put on some protective gloves. So I cannot touch this. So I'm going to take some questions really quick while you guys look at this beautiful shot of our signature series mug press. Really quick, you see how this attachment goes all the way from edge to edge? Like the regular mug attachment's like this wide. This one goes like all the way from edge to fit all of our tumblers. It could fit, we've tested it with 16, 20, and 30 ounce attachments. Today, you're gonna see me press a 16 ounce tumbler and a 20 ounce tumbler. I don't have any more. I ran out of blank 30 ounce tumblers to test, so you're not gonna see that today, unfortunately. There we go. Okay, we have a couple questions here. Give me a second. I am going to take a look. Alba's asking, do you have to use special ink for this? Yes, you, of course, you are going to need a sublimation printer. In fact, yeah, here's an extra one. So you see this print that I made? This is another one of the trillions that I have. Yeah, so. So here we go. So you are going to need a special printer. That was done on our Sawgrass SG1000. Of course, if you have the 16 ounce tumblers, you can actually print on a piece of 8.5 by 11, which is perfect if you have the Sawgrass SG500. Okay, I got time for like 2 more questions here before we go to press. If you're just tuning in, I'm showing off our brand new tumbler attachment. So we've had this Signature Series mug press for a while. Love it. But we just launched the insert right here, this heating attachment, which can fit these huge tumblers. And yeah, they're really awesome. If you want to win the attachment, not the press, the attachment, if you already have this press and you want to win an attachment, go to our Facebook. This video that you're watching right now on Facebook, do me a favor and tag a friend in the comments below. Tag 1 friend per comment. You can comment and tag as many times as you like. We'll be selecting our winner next week. Pre-orders for the individual attachments are up now. Yeah, we're getting a new shipment of these in a few weeks. And so if you want to be the first to get one, go ahead and go to pre-order on our website right now. Once again, that's heatpressnation.com. If you don't have Facebook, man, I am sorry. It's really the only way we could track the giveaways the way that we do. But we're not going to be selecting our winner until next week. So you do have time. Create a burner. I don't care. You know. But you are going to need to tag your friends, though. So these are, I think we got these on Amazon. These are barbecue gloves. They're meant for withstanding high heat. And because I'm going to be handling some pretty hot stuff. Now, with a mug, I don't wear gloves because the mug handle stays cool and I can just pull the mug in and out. However, with these bad boys, there's no handle. You have to handle it directly. And I mean, I consider myself a pretty good tortilla finger guy. Like, you know, and that's a joke. Like, I flip a lot of tortillas. And so my fingertips, they're pretty used to hot stuff. You still can't handle these. They're very hot. Get some gloves. Don't burn yourself. Okay. Here we have our heat press set to 365 degrees, 70 seconds. Now, here's what's interesting about these mugs. So you might be thinking, hey, how do you get a full wrap, full bleed? And in fact, let me bring one over really quick. Again, if you look at these mugs, you'll see full bleed, meaning it goes past the top edge, past the bottom edge. Full wrap, meaning there's no seam. Now, you can kind of see this. It's too close. I'm trying to get in focus here. Now, where the transfer overlaps on itself, you're probably going to see a little line. If you work really hard, you can maybe line up your graphics so it's not that noticeable. This is not really, you may not have noticed if I wouldn't have told you. But still, the graphic is going to wrap completely around. So again, full bleed, full wrap. Now you might be wondering, how do you get full wrap? If there's a gap, well, you're going to press it twice. That's the key. That's the secret that we found. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in. I'm going to heat press it for 70 seconds. I'm going to open it, but I'm not going to pull it out. I'm just going to rotate it to the other side and press for another 70 seconds. That's the key to these things. Now, someone was asking, will I show you how to set the pressure? 100% I will. So what I found is I'll loosen these front knobs. I haven't found the need. Now, again, I've only done about, safe to say, low estimate 35. I know for a fact I've pressed at least 35 of these things. And I've done every configuration possible. Tight pressure, loose pressure, front up, blah, 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 blah. I've found that if I loosen these all the way, I can work it just fine with just the top. And so that's how I'm doing it. if somebody out there, if you guys, once you get your attachments in, you do your own experimenting and you find a better setting, please share it with the class in our Facebook group. Now's a good time to plug the Facebook group, heat.press/FB group. It's coming, there it is right there. Heat.press/FB group. Share it with the class once you guys find your better settings. I guarantee you someone's gonna find something better, but for now, this is how we do it. So you're gonna loosen these, and then what I would suggest, and let's just do it, man. I already have my pressure set, but for you guys, I'm gonna loosen it. Gonna loosen it a bunch. By the way, if you're gonna press a 30 ounce, you gotta loosen this bad boy like almost all the way. So what I would do is, and I don't wanna leave this in there too long, when the heat press is off, put it in there, and you see how there's no resistance. It's super loose. So I'm gonna take that out. I don't wanna mess up my transfer. If that one comes out bad, it's because I'm doing this. So it's best to do this when the heat press is off before you even get started. So it was super loose. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in small increments. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, keeping it even. Let's tip this up a little bit. I'm just gonna tip this forward. So you see here, this thread distance, you want it to be equal, all right? If you have to get a ruler to start off, get a ruler, make sure that it's equal, the threads are equally distanced on each side. And then, you're gonna keep doing that. So I tightened them up a little bit. Gonna put it back in. It's a little better. We want medium pressure on these. So it's not as tight as I would like it. 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'm gonna evenly, if I'm gonna do 4 turns here, I'm gonna do 4 turns here. And I'm just gonna go up in small increments until it's at a pressure that I like. There should be a little resistance. So you see this right here? That's where the resistance starts, and I just push it down a little bit more. That should be fine. However, I kind of want to do, I'm probably just going to do just a baby bit, all right? Let's hope this works. And I think I'm ready to go. So now, 70 seconds on the clock. 368, 365, it's going to hover. No big deal. And one last tip. I have found that I do not press with the taped seam in the gap. I don't. What I'll usually do is if it goes like this, I'll make sure the tape seam is perpendicular with the floor. Parallel with the floor. My bad, wrong term. And so that way I press this side, and when I rotate it, the seam is still not showing. I do not like my seam in the gap. Okay, so I'm going to place it. So you're seeing the seam here. I'm just going to drop it in. And we got 70 seconds on the clock. Let me take a glove off so I can answer some questions. I got a minute to answer questions. Okay, so let's see. What do we got? Is the attachment straight or tapered? This, it's a great question. Glue, paper, scissors. This is a straight wall attachment. So if your tumbler is tapered, it is not going to work. Not going to work. Great question. Let's see. Okay, Lois B says, I can't join on Facebook. My request to join is still pending. Oh my gosh. I'm going to clear out all the pending requests today. If you're going to join our Facebook group, please make sure you answer the questions. That's kind of how we help filter out spam. So yes, I will make sure everybody who has requests pending are added today. And again, this contest is going to be running. If you want to try to win the free attachment, it's going to be running through probably middle or end of next week. So you have at least a few days. You have at least the weekend. So go ahead and join our group. I'll make sure you get added to the group over the weekend, and then and then you can do this. But you don't need to be a member of the group to enter this contest, by the way. Really quick. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little walk, right? I just walk it over to the opposite side. And that's it. Like some people, they reach in, they do a little twisty. I found that because I have the rubber tipped gloves, I just do a little walkie-walkie. And then I press it again for another 70 seconds. All right, let's answer some questions here. Got this live project going on. Okay, man, what is up everybody on Facebook? bunch of really cool people tuning in today. So give me a second. I'm loading up all the comments right now. Oh, what? My good pal, Terry Sykes Johnson, so glad to have you here. So she's asking, Jared, so we can download these Tumbler attachments from your website where we purchase the tumblers? Oh, that is an awesome question. Thank you. Yes, the templates that I used to create these prints, these are available for you. I spent a lot of time developing these actually because they didn't come with the template. So when you get, if you're using our templates, it is going to print with the part that says, trim to edge, the cut lines, it is going to have that. And when you go to the Orca, so you have to go to the product specifically. So when you go to our site and you look up the 16-ounce Orca tumblers, the blank tumblers, it's going to have, oh, I'm running out of time. When you look up that particular product, just go to the product description and it will have that for you. It'll have the template, the link to the template. It's a PDF, but if you open it in Photoshop, you'll have all the guidelines, layers, etc. So this is actually done. We're done here, but I'm gonna set it aside to cool, and I'm gonna pop this one in right now. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna set this down. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving you guys. And this is our 20-ounce. The circumference is almost identical to the 16. Man, I would say it is. I think it is identical because look, it fits perfectly right in there, right? I think it is identical. Don't quote me on that. If it's off by a few microns, well, whatever. But it is longer, okay? That's why we made this so darn wide so it can accommodate our taller tumblers. And so once again, this is already taped off, but I'm not gonna have the tape in the gap. I'm gonna have the tape on either side. So I'm just gonna put this in and we're gonna do the exact same process. However, I am gonna give a little test press just to make sure. Oh, you do want it centered in the tumbler. You want this centered. Give me a second. That pressure feels just a little, I might have overpressed the other one. There we go. No. Now I'm being indecisive. You might think a half turn doesn't make a difference. I feel like it does. So maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But there we go. 70 seconds. Gonna rotate and then do for another 70 seconds. Okay, let's see what other questions we got here. Lots of questions, and I'm here for it, guys. I have my iPad with all the comments. So let me go through these here. I see everybody tagging their friends. Heck yeah, on Facebook. Natalie saying, can't wait to be able to buy just the attachment. Pre-order is now open. If you go on over to heatpressnation.com, you can pre-order just the attachment. You no longer need to buy it bundled with the heat press. You could buy just the attachment. You could pre-order it. We have a bunch coming in a couple of weeks, and if you pre-order it, we ship them out in the order that they were pre-ordered. So if you're the third person to pre-order, you're the third person whose order we ship when they get in. And if you're fifth, we'll ship yours fifth, so on and so forth. But yeah, pre-orders for just the attachment are now open. Okay. Susie says she's so glad HPN finally has this attachment. Heck yeah. Me too. Okay. And again, you could twist it. I don't recommend pulling it out. For me, it's fastest to just do a little walkie, kind of rotate it, and just get it back for another 70 seconds. And if you hear me saying dumb stuff like walkie, snacky, lunchy, I literally have a dozen nieces and nephews, and I say them all the time. And I'm pretty much the favorite uncle, and so if I say dumb stuff, sorry guys, blame my siblings for having so many kids. Okay, we have any other questions here? I'm scrolling through, lots of people commenting and tagging friends. Heck yeah, if you want to win the attachment, you already have this heat press, you want to win the attachment, go ahead and go to Facebook, this video that you're watching right now on Facebook, tag a friend in the comments, one tag per comment, but comment and tag as many individual times as you like. Brenda's asking what type of press can it attach to. I have the one that came with attachments. If you have this press, this attachment is only going to work with the HPN Signature Series Sublimation Mug Press. So if you have this press, it will fit. If you have a different press, it will not fit. So if your press looks like this one, yes, you are good to go. Oh, and just like that, my minute is up. So I'm going to open this up. And I am going to carefully take this over. Let me grab my iPad and we're gonna let these cool down. So I'm gonna let that cool on its side for a second. Normally I don't stand them up, but whatever. It should be just fine now. It's been a few. There we go. So this is still a little warm, but it's cooled enough to where I could touch it. Basically, you want to leave the wrapping on until it's cool enough to handle. If if it's too hot, well then don't do it. Okay. So let's peel this. Let's reveal. Peel and reveal, huh? You don't have to get too dainty with it because it's done. What I forgot to do, usually I'll make some tabs with my tape, and I forgot to do that for these. So here we go. Dude, heck yeah. Look at that. Oh, let's get the full thing. Oh, my checkers came out good. I'm actually really stoked on that. Stay hydrated, friends. You see that? So you can see here, we have a full bleed top to bottom. I'll hold it out for you. Top to bottom, full bleed, full wrap. And so what I did with these checkers is I used that to kind of disguise the overlap where the transfer overlaps. And they actually lined up perfectly. I'm so stoked. I can't believe that actually worked. Stay hydrated, friends. Okay, let's do another. Look at that. Man, I am pumped at this. By the way, if you're asking, I arranged the graphics, but like this cool little skull guy, I got him from Shutterstock. So yeah, I didn't exactly I'm not that great of an illustrator. But look at this. So let's go ahead and we can put them. There we go. This is ready to go. It keeps your hot drinks hot and your cold drink cold. Dude, stay hydrated, friends. I am pumped for this. This is actually, okay, so today I'm not gonna lie, I kind of cheated. I made, this one's for me and then this other one is for my brother. This one's still a little warm. I'm gonna give it just another moment, not even long. So let's just admire this. I'm gonna take some questions right here and let's see what you guys got going on. Don't mind the mess in the back there. Okay. Lori says, oh, she's loving her heat press that she just got from us. Well, awesome. So glad to hear. And let's see. Linda says, I bought the mug press from Heat Press Nation. Can the attachment work with my mug press? If you have the Signature Series mug press, we also do sell the M Press mug press and the Geonite DK. I think it's the DK3 or 5 or something like that. It won't work with the Geonite. It won't work with M Press. It'll only work with the Signature Series mug press. So that mug press that you saw right behind me that I just used, if you have that one, yes, it will work. And pre-order is open right now for that tumbler. I'm about to reveal our 20 ounce. It's cooling down. Let's see what other questions we can get to here. Lots of tags. Sorry, I'm scrolling through all the tags here. Melissa says, how do you get perfect seams? Ooh, okay. That's going to have to be a separate tutorial. Okay, I'll try to explain it here. But, okay. In the template, there's a guideline where the red cutoff is. And you'd have to see the template to know what I'm talking about. In the template, there's a red area, a red cutoff. So you have to have your seam end where the red, man, it's hard. Because I'm not that good at explaining. It's not you, it's me. But basically what I did is for this, because look, there's a seam on this one too. Right? And I don't even know if you see it. This pattern, that's why I love patterns for these things. There's a seam right there where the transfer overlaps on itself. And sometimes it's notable, sometimes it's really not. Most people are not going to notice. So if you line it up just right, and I'm going to have to go in the group and make a video because it's kind of hard for me to explain. But basically, I lined it up with my cuts. I made sure I trimmed it properly, and I made sure I overlapped it properly with the sizing to where that would happen. So I wasn't expecting that to work, but it did, and I'm pumped. So yeah, that's it's gonna have to be a different video just because I'm not perfect. But I mean, even if you don't perfectly match the seam, it'll still, where's my other one? It's not that noticeable. Like right here, this is what I would consider an imperfect seam. And you kind of see, where did it go? It's there somewhere. It's like, so you see like on this side, you probably can't, I don't know if you can or can't. Oh, there it is, there it is. And that's an imperfect seam, but because it overlaps so well. So, you just kind of want to get your artwork to be something, you don't want like solid, or maybe you do want solid, I don't know. I like using artwork that's kind of patterned or has stuff going on because it distracts you from the very thin, tiny seam that's on there. So that's a great question. Okay, do we got any other questions? I'm ready to reveal our other one. Tabitha is saying, if you have a tapered tumbler, could you just attach the pressure knobs to fit the tumbler? I don't think you could, realistically, because we have special tapered attachments like for this one here. Like you see how this is a tapered, this is the tapered copper mug. We have a special tapered attachment to fit these, and you can't do it any other way. So if you have a tapered tumbler, I can almost guarantee you it's not going to work on this one. Xanders is saying, dude, where do I find blades of the GCC cutter Express 2LX? If you mean the Expert 2LX, you can find those on our website, heatpressnation.com. Guarantee we got those there. Okay, let's see. What else do we got? Going through these questions here. It's so good to see everybody joining us today. Okay, well, let's go to our big reveal. Move these out of the way. I'm going to keep this one here because I freaking love it. And now this is cool enough to touch, so it's cool enough to peel. So I'm just going to kind of, I messed that up. Let's see. Yeah. Usually I do a better job of taping it. Like I'll leave some little tabs folded into my tape that allow me to just peel it easier. So you can imagine if this was hot, there's no way I'd be able to handle it barehanded. There we go. Oh, that is cool. Okay, so I'm going to be 1,000,000,000% transparent with you guys. First of all, you'll see a little bit, if you get a little bit of that dust on your, I don't even know if you can see it. Sometimes there's a little bit of like paper residue. You just take a cloth, don't worry, your press is not damaged. But you guys remember how I was screwing around with the pressure? Well, that actually bit me in the behind. So here's what happens if you don't have enough pressure. And this is live. And like I said, I've done 1,000,000,000 of these, and you'd think I would have figured that out by now. But you remember how I kept screwing around with the pressure on the 20 ounce? Well, here's what happens if you don't have it tight enough. You do need actually a pretty tight, or not too tight, but you need medium pressure. I was going a little light on this, so, oh, by the way, it's still gorgeous. And, yeah, look at that. It's still a beautiful mug. This seam, see, you can kind of see the seam overlap, but it's not terrible. Like, it's really not bad at all. It's really good, that seam. So even where the artwork overlaps, like it's not that bad. Now, on the top here, once you put this in, and once you place it down, you really don't notice. I think that still looks pretty good. But right there, you see that light spot. And this is me. I'm 100% real with you guys. So where I was fooling with the pressure, I erred on the side of not enough caution. So I went too light instead of a little firmer. So if you guys kind of want to know, how much pressure do I do? When you're testing it out, feel free to go. If it feels a little too loose, it just might be. On the bottom here, you see a little bit, that is no error of the attachment. That's 100% user error. And I know this because I have you guys don't know how much, I'm so sick of these transfers. Even this 30 ounce, well, you see, I tested that white seam. So anyway, so this is just user error. It happens. But let's not focus on the bad. Let's focus on how cool this pug looks. Dude, that is dope. I love this guy. Heck yeah. So this is our 20 ounce sublimation Orca tumbler. And this is our 16 ounce. So you see, 16 is smaller. Just to recap, the template will fit in the SG500. For this one, you are gonna need, where is it? You are gonna need the SG1000. It's just a little bit bigger, and it's gonna require just that much more space. So if you only have the SG500, you wanna go with this 16 ounce Orca tumblers. These are available for purchase right now on our website, heatpressnation.com. I'm gonna come back over, take the last of the questions. Oh, you see, summer shorts. What's up, everybody? Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me for this live project. We don't fool, we don't fake. My mistakes, you see them, so you don't have to make them. And again, no issue with that. It was just the user error. And you know what? And let's be real. You know, you guys have had user error before, all right? Like, it's funny. We get calls like, "My vinyl's peeling. You sold me garbage vinyl," and it's like, nah, dude, your pressure was too light, bro. Like, come on, man. So, anyways, okay. Do we got any more questions? Let's see here. Samantha White says, "I don't see the Tumbler pre-order attachment option on our website. You may need to clear your cache. You can go to your web browser settings. I don't know the F command, like is it F9 or whatever, but you can clear your cache or clear your cookies. Go back to the website. It should be there. On the top banner, we should have, when you get to the main site, there should be like links and stuff there, linking you to the new Tumbler attachment stuff, and then the pre-order for the attachment should be there somewhere. I haven't actually checked it yet. I've been so busy prepping that we haven't quite seen it yet. But maybe someone can link you to it if Ronnie, I don't know if I still have Ronnie and Cassidy on here with me. I know they're super busy. Nedder says, "How will you do a sippy cup?" You know what? If you can find the sippy cup blank items. So all of the tumblers that we have, these are not your run-of-the-mill Walmart tumblers. These are specially made for sublimation. We had to print these transfers in our special sublimation printer, and then we heat press them with our heat press. So these particular transfers, like you can't just get your Dollar Tree mugs or anything like that. You do have to have special blanks. So if you can find a special blank, a sublimation sippy cup that'll fit within these parameters, I don't know off the top of my head, but we tested this for 16 ounce, 20 ounce, and 30 ounce. I know the 30 ounce is like 9.5 inches tall with a diameter of like 3.125 inches. And then the 16 ounce is about 7 3/4 inches tall with a diameter of a little over 2 inches. I want to say it's like 2.5 inches. If your sippy cup fits within those parameters, it should fit in there. Okay, any other questions here? Oh, Ramon the Cholo, what's up, dude? He's saying, how is Mike doing? I haven't seen him in a while. Mike is actually doing great from what I understand. He's over, like I see him on Instagram and stuff, but he's working with like education. And before the pandemic, I know he had to kind of pivot, but like before the pandemic, he was like teaching kids in like schools, like print stuff, like how to do this stuff so they can grow up and be entrepreneurs, which I think is really awesome. Okay, any other questions? I think that's going to be it for questions. Let's go back over to Facebook. By the way, one last call. Well, it's not the last call. We'll be talking about it. But if you want to win just the attachment, we're giving away the attachment. So if you already have a Signature Series mug press and you want the attachment, tag a friend in the comments of this Facebook video, this Facebook Live that you're watching right now. We're going to keep it up through next week, so be sure to tag a friend in the comments below. One tag per comment, but comment and tag as many times as you like to be entered. Okay. Siempre Juntos, sorry, I was like reading that in English. Siempre Juntos is asking, can you sub on double insulated cups? These are all double insulated. I wish I had one with me. These are all double insulated. So if you look at the construction, like they have the inside wall and they have the outside wall. So they're all double insulated. Whatever you do, if you're going to sublimate them, if you're going to heat press them, they do have to be special sublimation blanks. They have to have the outside coated to receive that sublimation dye. Again, you can't just go in and buy regular ones from the dollar store or from wherever it is that you get your stuff. They have to be specifically made for sublimation. Jackie says she loves the flower one. Oh, thank you. Okay, any other questions? How long does it last? Malady Tony, that's a great question. So sublimation is very permanent because you're literally dyeing the surface of the product. So if you want it to last long, don't dishwash it. Some dishwashers get really, really freaking hot, and what you don't want to do is, so the dye sublimation, it's heat activated, right? If your dishwasher gets super duper butt hot for some reason, you don't want to put your sublimation products in there because that could potentially reactivate the ink, causing them to wear out faster. That aside, they're dishwasher safe, or the tumblers, I don't know. I know the mugs are dishwasher safe. I have to double check on the tumblers, they're so new. But long story short, they're permanent. The print is gonna last just as long as the product itself. I have some sublimation mugs, or I should say, had some sublimation mugs from when I first started here over 5 years ago. And what happens is you usually drop and break the mug. If you're a klutz like me, you'll break it before it wears out. So like my oldest mug, I think right now is probably like 2 or 3 years old and it's still looking good. But for whatever reason, my first ones, life happens, man. If you're using it daily, you're probably gonna drop it or break it before you actually wear it out. So the transfer is super duper permanent. Okay, there we go. Stacy says sold, all checked out. Cannot wait for it to ship. Awesome, awesome, sounds good. And there we go. Any other questions here? Oh yes, pre-order is open. I'm sorry. So at first when we launched this product like earlier this week, it was just available bundled with the heat press, but now we are offering pre-orders for just the attachment itself. So if you want the individual attachment, you already have this heat press, you can place a pre-order over at heatpressnation.com. Okay. I think that's going to be it. Megan Culbertson is asking, how can we win? If you want to win one and you're on Facebook, tag a friend in the comments of this video. We're going to leave this video up through most of next week. I think we're going to be drawing the winner. Don't quote me. We're going to be drawing the winner, I think, Thursday or Friday of next week. So you have a while to tag friends in the comments of this video, and then we're going to randomly select one of those tagged friend comments. And the person who comments will win, not the person you tag. You're just tagging them to make them aware of this contest. The person who comments will win the Tumbler attachment. Very, very cool. Okay, well, I think that is going to be it for us. It looks like these questions, we've gotten most of these here. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, last question. Crystal Lopez is saying, can you use shrink wrap on the tumbler before pressing? No, you cannot. There's the whole point of this tumbler attachment, so you don't have to use heat shrink anymore. You could just, like we showed, and maybe you could watch the replay of this, you just wrap them, slide them on in there, and kick some butt. All right, well, if you have any questions, you can keep commenting. Our MyExpert representatives are happy to help you. You can go over to support.heatpressnation.com or heat.press/support if you do have any additional questions on how it works, what equipment's needed, and all that stuff. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I've had a blast, and I hope everybody out there has a very happy and safe weekend. We'll see you around.